All right. Let's actually look at the few use cases for AlterAI. So we are gonna start with presenting what AlterAI is. So this is actually a suite of tools for business owners, so for entrepreneurs, for creatives, and also for personal use. This is actually based on a very large language model, a natural language processing language model that has been trained on billions of pieces of text, so it actually knows a lot. Now, you can try this out for free. I've done videos showcasing Alter AI in the past, but I think it's worth actually looking um, into what's new here. So we're gonna go to the main board, and if we look at the main board, we also have an option to go to Omni. So Omni is another dashboard. The main board has actually five features here, while the Omni is a more generalistic sort of like model, but you'll see in a moment. So it's gonna give you more degrees of freedom towards what you can do. So like I said, you can try it out for free, and this is where your credits are shown. So you want top 5. So for example, if you use the top 5 here, so you have a drop down with 5 options. You have top 5, explain this quote, how to business idea plus plan, explain complex text. So top 5, and you simply say whatever comes to your mind. This actually generates, so as I've told you, the language model is trained on billions of pieces of text. So when you say top 5, this is actually a top 5 generator. And you can actually look into the frequently asked question or into the examples. So you can go into the examples and actually look for, let's say, top 5. And actually, this gives you. So let's copy this, and you'll actually see that it's gonna give something different here. So if we say we copy this, we go back to the dashboard and say top 5 ways to make money online as a complete beginner. So top 5 and say do. So every time you're asking it something, it actually looks into what it's learned from the pieces of text that's been trained on, and then it comes up with a unique output. Now in this case, we can see it's similar to what we've got. So sell on eBay, sell on Amazon. So if we go here, Alter AI examples, if we go back to the examples, we can see that it's not actually exactly, but it's a similar output because from what it learned, these are the top 5 ways to actually make money online as a complete beginner. Sell on eBay, sell on Amazon, sell your old clothes and shoes on Poshmark, sell on eBay, sell on Amazon. So this is actually pretty big. Start a blog and monetize it with ads or affiliate marketing. So create a blog and monetize it. And then make money from your smartphone with apps like Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, and more. And 5, sell digital products. So it's actually different. But if we say top 5, and let's say actually tips for a better sleep. Now you can use this feature to actually write, to actually augment your creative purposes. Like for example, if you're a blogger or someone who creates content, you can start with the top 5 and then actually create headlines for your content, and then develop these using Omni or other features. Now, top 5 tips for a better sleep. Avoid caffeine, exercise. This is actually pretty common sense. So we only have 3. It only generated 3. Avoid screens, avoid heavy meals, create a relaxing bedtime routine. Now, you can also use this for short content, like for example, if you have, I think you could actually post this in a tweet, and use the top 5 to actually become an influencer on Twitter. But anyways, I'm just giving you ideas. So this would be actually good for someone who's a 3 in 1, an entrepreneur, a creative, and also a person, a just regular user, because I mean every one of us wants to get better sleep, I guess. The next one, explain this quote. Explain this quote. You can simply, if you do not understand the quote, you can simply use this to actually better understand it. For example, let's just take this one here. So, life is ours to be spent, not to be saved. And here's the output. Now, we'll probably get a different output. So, sometimes the engine here actually marks your input as unsafe or profane. Now I've discovered, so this is actually not in our control. So I've noticed that if I remove the dot here, it'll actually do just fine. So life is ours to be spent, not to be saved. So you might juggle with it. This means it is our duty to spend life well, not to save it. Life is just a means of carrying out divine plans. He has no other choice than to accept his destiny in the world. Interesting. We can run it one more time and we'll probably get a different output. As you can see, it's different from what we got here. He means that you should live life to its fullest and not spend it worrying about what could happen. This quote means that our lives are not here for us to sit around and wait for death. It means that we should make the most of the time we have and use it as productively as possible rather than sitting around and waiting for death. So this is actually really good. Now, how to. It's similar to the top 5. So this is actually another content generating feature. For example, how to exercise more throughout the day. Let's just take exercise more throughout, not the entire day, let's just say throughout the day. How to exercise more throughout the day. I would see this more as a how to. I mean, even though, for example, if you're a content creator, you can use this to actually generate content for your YouTube or for your blog, or of course, I mean, just for personal use. I see this a lot. So how to exercise more throughout the day. These how to step by step, especially if they are step by step, are really like digestible. So how to exercise more throughout the day. Take the stairs. Take the stairs. So it's kind of similar. Park your car far away from your destination and walk to it. Walk to work, walk to the store, park farther away from your destination. So the output is quite similar. Take a walk during your lunch break or after work instead of sitting around eating junk food, watching TV, or surfing the internet. And then we have this. I do this one all the time. So this is sort of like a little bit mind-boggling because this is an algorithm actually trying to be sort of like personified, so trying to be funny. It's interesting. It's interesting why the algorithm comes up with this. Walk up and down stairs whenever you can instead of taking an escalator. And then again, I used to do this all the time when I lived in New York City, my favorite, and it stops here. So, yeah, that's that. Then, business idea plus plan. So, business idea plus plan, this is actually going to describe a business idea and output a step-by-step short implementation plan for the idea. For example, we have mobile application for gamers. Let's just copy this and then say mobile application for introverts. Let's say introverts. I'm an introvert. Mobile application for introverts. An app that helps introverts connect with people. Create a basic idea of what the app would do. Make it where you can find other introverts in your area to chat with. Find a developer, get funding, and start coding. Okay, so it might not be the best. If we run it one more time, maybe we get something better. So mobile application for introverts. In this case, mobile application for gamers, we got a very good output here. And the second one, online business for a sketch artist. And this output, so it's quite short, describes the business idea, and then a short implementation plan. Introverts are defined as people who are energized by being alone and drained by social interactions. A mobile application that allows introverts to chat with only one person at a time, that's interesting. So chat with only one person at a time would be very popular. Create a website, create a Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Now this might give you a lot of interesting ideas. Let's run it one more time for online business for a, let's say for a online business for a painter. How many minutes are we in? 11 minutes. Online business for a painter. I am a painter and I would like to have an online business for my painting. First, I would need to determine what type of paintings I want to sell. I would need to create a website. So in this case, the completion comes from a first person point of view. It's interesting. Third, I would need to promote the website by posting on social media. So this is all common sense. I would need to generate income from the website by selling my paintings or advertising on the site. Short outline. Determine type of painting for online business, create website, promote the site. So interesting. Alright, next feature, explain complex text. So this is actually very complicated. If you feed it a lot of like legal, scientific, or some other form of complicated, unintelligible text, a 200 word maximum input here, it will explain it to you very simply. So in this case, I think I took this one from the terms of service from Twitter. So for convenience, let's just copy paste this and then submit, and then we're actually going to go to the Omni board. In other words, you're giving Twitter a license to use your stuff in any way it wants. So it's quite similar. You can't stop them from using your stuff. You also agree that Twitter can let other people use your stuff too. So this is like a pretty good summary of what's in here. Anyways, I'll let you discover this feature more. So these are the 5 features from the main board. Then we go to the Omni board. Now Omni board is like, it's probably in the future it might remain the only feature, I think, because it's more encompassing. And you have a toggle here between Sage and Wizard. And I'll let you discover what, sort of like trying to figure out what are the differences in terms of the output. So Omni knows a lot. If we click on the eye here, you can see like 17 completions, and of course ... for whatever you can think of. For example, let's just take this one, a list of the best methods to build muscle. Let's copy that. A list of the best methods to build muscle, and then we just nudge it by saying 1. Then do, let's just copy that. Heavy compound exercise, lifting weights more frequently, eating a high protein diet, doing more cardio, doing effective stretching exercises. Now, if we do the wizard and repeat the same input, we might get something different. It's taking a while. Of course, you can also get free credits, so more reasons to try it out. Now, I believe the Omni is the strongest point of AlterAI, so I would encourage you to actually use this and actually post about it on Twitter. Now, look at this. A list of the best methods to build muscle. Try doing a compound lift, squat, bench press, or deadlift. The more muscles you work with each movement, the more calories you'll burn. Focused on lifting heavy. So you have 5, then you have 6, then you have 7, 9, 12. So 9, 10. I mean, this is not formatted correctly because this is what the engine came up with, but it's like really stuffy. There's a lot of names here. Charles Poliquin, who was someone who actually promoted compound movements. You also have John Meadows. Then you also... So Arnold Schwarzenegger's biography, The Education of a Bodybuilder. Is it? I don't think this is actually like 100% correct. It is. Because I'm saying that because sometimes Omni comes up with fictional or non-existent titles. But in this case, it was pretty accurate. You have Lee Haney, which was indeed a former Mr. Olympia. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger, somewhere over here. So Schwarzenegger. And there's a lot of stuff in here. There's even Albert Einstein. Okay. Muhammad Ali. Everything has its limit except human stupidity. So I think you could use this not only for personal use, but also for, of course, content creation and business purposes. So, yes, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Omni, as you can see here. So we'll do a refresh. I have to work on that because, as you've seen, it came up over the text and it wasn't too visible. List of headlines, ideas for artificial intelligence, unusual synonyms for the word devious. Let's try that with Sage. Sinister, untrustworthy, treacherous. Nice. 100-word introduction for an article titled The Best Ways to Make Money Online. Something else. I think in the examples here, so if we look at Omni, we've got a lot of inputs here. The life of Isaac Newton in 100 words or less. Okay, so I'll actually let you discover Omni and AlterAI yourself, and if you use it, make sure to tweet about it so that more people know about it. And of course, like I said, you can try it out for free. That's it.